Only if he keeps his mic on.
Yeah.
I know.
Maybe not.
I think we should get to hear the entire
I want
conversation.
to, yeah.
Yeah, in front of the live
That is my
audience.
God-given right as
Are
someone
we
in the
live?
same vicinity as them.
Yeah, I said we're going live.
Okay,
We're
yeah,
live.
no, I heard the 3, 2, 1, but there was no hello, everybody. My name is Offbeat Outlaw, and today we are playing PP game. There's usually like
no,
a
keep
thing.
going, keep going.
Keep going.
That's good.
No, I need you all to chill because I'm
PP
fixing
stands
cameras.
for Paperwork Pantheon, by the way. This is not.
Also stands
We're a PG-13
Penis
stream.
Project.
Penis product.
Jesus Christ.
What is happening? I don't know. I've been in chat for like, I like watching chat.
Chat's fun. Chat's
We
amusing.
were having a whole conversation about what was it, player agency or something?
Yeah, player agency.
Something like that.
It was pretty great.
Chat is so funny when none of us are there.
Yeah, we really do kill the vibes. And
No, not
honestly,
like that.
I'd kill it again.
I mean, like,
I'll
what
fucking
they
King
say.
Solomon those vibes. I know where my priorities
Oh my
are.
God, you're gonna split the vibes in half if the
Yeah.
one woman doesn't claim that it's her baby.
what?
Yep.
What? Brooke, new DM.
Amelia, my ear
eventually.
hurts. Brooke, new DM.
Do you want me to kiss it? Make
I've
it better?
DM'd everyone in this chat except Pat.
They don't
you
listen
I don't
to
know.
me.
I don't know.
DM'd me
It's,
for a one
I
shot.
don't know. We should be putting anything. You can try.
Probably a
like.
saline solution would be best.
Probably, yeah. Antiseptic cream
Yep, Brooke paid someone to stab them in the ear. I'm not really entirely sure why they did that.
twice.
Seems kind of fucked up.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You should probably talk to someone about that.
Mhm.
Not me, but like someone.
Agreed.
Oh, but Amelia, you're so fun to talk to. You encourage bad decisions. You would be like, why didn't you just get all of the piercings that you want to get at the same time?
That's a great decision. That's efficient. Maximize all the pain at once.
Mhm.
Look, time is the only resource you can't spend. Like, come on.
You would know, being A's and all that, God of Time. Are we introducing ourselves? We
You
should
guys are
probably
just
introduce
going. I'm not gonna
ourselves.
stop the
We're-
content. This is content.
Oh,
to me.
amazing. Okay,
I
well, I'm
think I
taking
also
over.
might
I'm
be a god of
DMing now.
time. Maybe not now,
wouldn't mind.
but at some
Look, you're in
point.
charge.
Mhm.
Well,
Well,
just gonna,
in that-
yeah, okay, cool.
okay, I'm gonna seize the
This is-
reins
this-
now. Hello, everybody. My name is Offbeat Outlaw. I am the Dungeon
There was like this moment of fear.
There was genuine
oh
fear.
God,
I was
wait,
like, what
hang
the
on.
fuck is up with
Oh my
you?
God.
No, thank you. I have lore I need to get to today. My name's
Oh,
Offbeat
lore?
Outlaw. I'm the Dungeon Master. I use he, they pronouns. These are my lovely players. Players, introduce yourself, your characters, and their classes.
Okay, I'm gonna
No.
go first.
Please do, Amelia.
I always go first.
Yes, you
'cause
do.
Alphabet. Hi. Speaking of the alphabet, I'm playing A's. The god of the passage of time. Right now, I have 3 levels in fighter, 4 levels in warlock, 13 levels in wizard, and some other ones in some places on D&D and Beyond doesn't tell me. Yeah. Unfortunately, much like the vibes, my pronouns were actually cut in half by King Solomon and given to 2 random women who were fighting over a baby. So, kind of SOL on that one.
Yikes.
Yeah.
Amazing.
Thank you for
sharing.
respecting my privacy and
That's
in
not
this
how
time.
that
Please don't
story
refer to me in the
ends,
third
by the
person.
way. For anybody who is not familiar with Christian mythology, that is not how that story ends.
Mhm. How
The
The
it
baby
ends
doesn't get
is
cut in half. In fact,
Jesus
that is sort of
Christ.
the point of the story.
he shreds a
The
Superstar.
baby.
He shreds a half pipe while Pearl Jam's even flow plays in the background, and he hits a sick trick. A sick
Offbeat,
Why
you
was I
are-
not
Then
getting my
he-
religious
Offbeat,
education
no,
soon
no,
up? This
no,
is way
it's fine.
cooler than I thought.
Offbeat, it's a very easy mistake to make, but you are once again construing Tony Hawk's Pro Skater 2 with the Bible. I know it's hard. I know it's hard to tell when the
Patrick,
card
you
comes out.
clearly have not been seeing what I've been seeing on TikTok. I said,
Clearly not,
Um,
apparently.
come on, where the fuck is it? Where the fuck is it? I'm looking. There's
Again, look, Tony Hawk, as we all know, is a Jesus allegory. We are aware of this. And
Mhm.
sometimes it's hard to tell Tony Hawk Pro Skater 2.
Wait.
from the Bible. It's very difficult to tell those two apart. We know this. Everybody's
Yeah.
aware of
This
The
is
Pope-
known.
Do you not remember when the Pope like got up from the Pope chair and walked in his Pope shoes onto the Pope balcony and was like, hear ye, all of my brothers and sisters in Christ, may ye kick flips be nasty, and may your 180s always
I remember that.
succeed."
Yeah.
Yeah,
I just
exactly.
sent it to you.
Look, I will give you $100
I'm
if
ollie
you can name
off
a
into
pope.
heaven. Peace.
Benedict.
I've just sent it to all of you.
Give me a number.
The third.
I don't think that's it.
The first. The
Look at him-
second.
look at him
I
go.
feel like I could start at 1 and that would be sick.
Oh, damn.
That
Let him
would
go.
work.
Oh wait, Offbeat shared a video with me.
That's pretty cool.
This is what Jesus did on the third day.
Yeah.
Yeah.
What?
Yeah.
Well, except for that part where he hit his head.
He-
That's
he
actually
broke
how he
his
got
back.
crucified.
Oh my god, no, I was thinking
He just
about
did
it
a
the other
sick
day.
kick
I
flip
was
up onto
watching
the cross.
I was watching Kunk on Earth on Netflix, which I highly recommend. It's like a comedy, but like a historical documentary where this comedian is just talking to professors and they all treat her very straight laced and she just says the dumbest shit. It's great. But I was thinking about the Romans, and
As you do.
honestly, I'm not like a practicing Christian, but it is pretty fucked up what they did to Jesus. Like,
Yeah.
objectively, it was so mean. Like, why were they so mean about that?
He was
Like,
just
sure,
that
he's
vibe.
annoying and going around, he's saying the Son of God, but that's just so mean.
Yeah,
That
he
is very
that's his
mean.
right. That's his right as an American.
I have some questions. I know
Hi,
I'm
my
not.
name's Pastor
Listen.
Keith. I'm that great gentleman everywhere on the internet. I play Fata, who's the god of last chances. Mine and their pronouns are both very tired. Oh, he's a bard, fighter, paladin, warlock. You figure out the rest.
Look, all I'm saying is, Jesus
And they're
Christ
single.
can be played by Ewan McGregor, and
Well, yeah.
if he's dressed as Obi-Wan Kenobi.
Go on.
The mere suggestion that
That's
Obi-Wan Kenobi is not Jesus Christ is honestly blasphemy.
I agree. But that's enough talk about the Bible, or as I like to call it, Skate 3.
Yeah, can I introduce myself?
Did we skip you?
I
Oh no, we just started talking. No, it's cool. It's cool. No one knows. It doesn't really matter, but
I mean, you
fine,
just lie
it's
about
fine.
who you are anyway. So.
I do.
Yeah.
Hello, my name is Brooklyn Wednesday, and I'm playing Viari, the god of penance, judge, jury, and executioner. My pronouns are she, they, and I will make your pronouns was, were. Oh no, that feels like a very Danny line.
Oh, edgy Brooke, edgy as fuck.
Oh,
Bro,
That
you're gonna have
does
to
sound
dull
very
that edge
Danny,
for
but you
me.
didn't.
That was a very Danny
You
line.
didn't commit to the screaming. At the
Yeah, I
end.
know.
Yeah,
sorry.
and or making
And
a
I'm
face.
about to make your pronouns was, were.
Unhinge your
Oh,
jaw
yeah.
now.
Unhinged.
My face doesn't do that.
Unhinge. You're not even trying.
He does like his jaw goes.
That's my best Danny
It's a
impression.
talent.
I don't know how he does it. It's so wide. I think he legit is good.
Why does my tongue look yellow on here?
That's a good question.
I don't know. It sounds like a skill issue.
Yeah, it might be. But hello, we are half an hour in. The cold open is officially
We are not
over.
half an hour. We were like a
There's
solid
no
10
way.
minutes into the
There's
cold
no
open.
fucking
We started
way.
20 minutes late.
I allocate.
This stream is supposed to start half an hour ago.
This stream will start when we are good and ready.
Well, you know,
Offbeat Outlaw, what are we doing today?
Well, playing
Are we
D&D,
playing Dungeons
but
and
I also
Dragons?
wanted to
Oh, fuck
quickly
yeah.
introduce a new mechanic for all players. This is something that I am currently playtesting in order for the game that Brooklyn and I are developing, the TTRPG. It is a block action. Okay? If you have a shield and have proficiency with said shield, you may use an action to block. What this does is it adds a secondary damage mitigation to your to being hit equal to the armor class that the shield provides. So if, for example, you have a +3 shield, you can take the block action and give a 5 damage mitigation to every damage that hits you. So,
The reason being that all shields by default have a
+2.
a +2 damage negation, and so a +3 shield actually does +5.
Yes.
For the purposes of clarity
Yeah, that's fair.
on why you said 3 and then 5.
Yes. So I just wanted to add that. I think it's neat. Just that quick thing, as
Bless you,
well
Pat.
as I wanted to add a specific mechanic. For
Can I add mechanics from our game?
not to my game, but you can to the one that you DM. Like
God damn it. Yeah, but some of them are so fun and would be so convenient.
you sometimes.
Sometimes, just sometimes.
Sometimes. I am going to. This is going to be a test, and I'm going to strip this away if it becomes too difficult to manage within D&D.
Oh, it's already.
But
Sorry,
I'm
hard.
going to allow the uses of the following. You may use. Everybody's going to get an extra bonus action. Just one more. Okay, to speed up the
Okay.
process of fights. And additionally, everyone may now cast and concentrate on 2 leveled spells. However, concentration saving throws, if you are concentrating on 2 spells, the DC is no longer half of the damage, it is double. And it's all or nothing.
It's double the damage.
Double the damage.
No, it's double what it would normally be, because a concentration saving throw check is half the damage taken, so it's double what that is. So it's just the full damage taken. It's just the full damage taken is that
20.
DC. Huh?
Or 20, because like if it depending on that's not gonna be super relevant for this game, because like
Yeah.
what's gonna be
Yeah, what's dealing less than 20 damage when it hits you guys. But this is going to allow you guys to concentrate on more spells, speed up the process of the game. But when you are hit, the reasoning being, if you're concentrating on 2 things, you're not paying as much attention to either of them. So concentration checks are harder, and if you fail your check, you lose both spells at once. So
Yeah, that's why I don't play. That's why I don't crochet while I play D&D.
exactly.
You just put so many beautiful things in front of us.
Mm-hmm.
So pretty, so shiny. I love them.
Mhm.
I love them so much. Offbeat Outlaw.
You're welcome.
I'm gonna try to abuse them.
I know you. So these are some of the mechanics that we're going to be playtesting. I reserve the right to remove these, if they just don't work in D&D, because these are technically mechanics from a different game.
Yeah.
So, if they,
And
Are
also,
some of them? Because I feel like some of them are new to me, and I thought we were doing
the
this
extra
game
bonus
together.
action stuff is to mimic the action points and the multiple spellcasting thing we have talked about already.
The action points number comes from reactions as well, remember?
Yeah, it's basically what I've done is I've given you guys 1 action, which is worth typically 2 bonus actions, which are worth 2, and then you always have a reaction, which is worth another 1. So that's like you have 5
Reactions worth 2.
reactions are worth 2 in your system. I didn't know that.
Yeah.
Oh, that's clever. Either way,
And then legendary resistance is 3.
I may change this to the action point system, but for now we're doing this, just to keep you guys updated. If all of these words I just said to the audience doesn't make any sense, that's fair. They will be making sense soon. I do have a video coming out very soon that is going to debrief.
we love the cross promo.
Oh, of course. Stay tuned to the YouTube, because there's going to be information that is going to be percolating through on my YouTube channel about the system, keeping you guys updated on Brooklyn and my building process of it as we go. Maybe at some point there'll be even full sessions of us designing the game as we go.
Which is a wild time because it's just us arguing about what me going, I want more magic, I want all the magic in the world, and then you going, no, I want to be the everyman, I want marshals to feel really cool and have big swords.
That's just how this game works.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Every interaction you guys have ever.
Yeah.
So with all that being said, let us get into the game. When we last left our lovely, lovely party, you guys had staved off an attack from Eleanor trying to get to Feda. Feda and Aze were busy negotiating with Argus. Argus, after negotiating with Argus, they're now going to probably go to, I believe you guys are headed off to the Blood Bandits now to negotiate with them extra troops for both the musicians and Bernard. And also you guys are starting to deduce the bandits' overall end goals. One of the children spies has sadly left with the name Jacathan. There still
Classic
are nine spies, 5 of which have successfully infiltrated the different ministries. And I believe that Scrap was got in contact with Viari about some information and is busy making their way through the Ministry of Space. Was there any other information?
I don't think so.
Feda and Aze were gonna go get some sick stuff from the armorer.
Oh,
right.
Yeah.
And also anti-magic bombs.
Oh, yes.
I'm sorry. This asshat over here, I just started taking, I'd never take notes, but the second you started dropping little hints about all the defenses that were going to be cropping up in this setting that you've concocted, started taking notes. There's anti-magic bombs, there's the embargo bullets, and I feel like we're going to get more. Not happy about this.
Probably.
Not happy, Jan.
I'm aware. It's really annoying. But Aze and Feda were going to the armorer to go and get an upgrade to their weapons. So as you all arrive, as you make your way down Argus's citadel, down the tower to the armorer, the head armorer is in what it seems to be a giant forge. Their entire room is in flames. Hot metal sits everywhere, and they themselves are the spirit of a great flame, flittering about in the room, flying around, picking up things, melding them together, heating them up. And as you appear, this little guy pops out, opens up the hatch to the furnace, and goes, "Hey! Who the fuck is yous?"
Your name's not Calcimir by chance, is it?
Nah, that's my cousin.
Ah, okay.
Yeah, he's running around with some dipshit in the castle.
Right. Yeah, no, I thought I knew the one. I'm Feda. This is Aze. Argus has sort of ordered us to come to you as a potential upgrading possibility for our weapons and such.
Big Argus, always making demands. Alright. I can upgrade one of your weapons each.
Okay.
So you want better guns, or better swords, better whats?
Oh fuck! I didn't realize there was going to be options.
There's always options.
What do we do?
Well, what can you do to the guns to make them?
I can make them. I can make the fire rates better. I can make them cast your spells in rapid fire. If you got a rapid gun, increase the area of effect. If you've got a single target, if you've got a shotgun, I can make it so that they cascade off of each other. So
shit.
Yeah.
Ace, have you thought about this while we were walking down? Because I definitely didn't.
You know, I'm thinking I just want my sword improved, honestly.
What you got? Show it to me.
I hand over a +3 longsword.
Adept. You see him take it in these flaming hands, and as he brings it inside of the furnace, it instantly begins to glow in this molten, the metal inside of it melting. You, in Aza's consistency, picked a very consistent weapon. +3 swords are great. So, you want more damage? More utility? More what?
What does utility entail?
I can put a little dude inside of here who gets more spells, and you can ask him for spells and shit.
I don't know. Are you ready to be a landlord?
I think I just want to hit.
I can also make this thing longer. I can do a lot with it, you know.
Oh, if it was longer and did more damage, that'd be insane.
Longer and more damage?
Yeah.
All right. You watch as this little dude, he goes, 1 sec, I gotta put on my playlist. And he turns to these other little embers who are sitting beside these flaming instruments. And he goes, play my favorite tune. They instantly start playing what looks to be classical instruments, but this song plays. And this little flaming dude puts on these goggles. All right, don't look. This is gonna be really hot.
Okay.
Ace pulls out like welding goggles from my pack, so I can watch.
I'm just gonna press a button on my battle suit, and there's like a visor that comes across. It's like fully, like a welding visor.
Yeah. All right. You watch as he claps his hands, and this instant white hot flame appears in the middle, and with a quick gesture, points it at your sword. And this beam, this fine-tuned laser, begins etching in runes and markings all along it. Flames begin to spark and sizzle. The sword begins to change as these runes grow with it. Spiraling outward from where he draws, the metal grows and twists and gnarls. You want a better grip? Otherwise, you're gonna have a tough time holding it.
Yeah, sure.
All right. He continues to blast it as the handle also begins to extend. This fine-tuned laser etching all across it. And soon after a time, after about a good, honestly, only like a couple minutes, he... Stop the music! Stop the music! All right, it's done. It's done. That's done. He picks it up.
That was so abrupt.
And he looking in the center of it, he sees a little gemstone mark. He plucks it out, snaps his finger, and a flaming orb condenses in his hand, and he fits it in. All right, here you go.
I grab it and feel it.
It's cool to the touch, surprisingly. All right, let me explain this thing. So this is it's a one-handed weapon, but it's got a longer handle now, so it's versatile. It's got a 10-foot reach. All right. It's not heavy though. It's not a heavy weapon. So it's just normal. It's still +3. It's +3. But it's got this extra effect, right? That in the center there, and in the center there's a little gemstone of my creation, right? I made that thing. That thing is a little firestone, right? You just gotta twist the handle. Like that, just like a revenant engine, right? And as you twist the handle, the sword will abruptly erupt in flames and make your attacks you'll hit a lot harder. It'll do a little bit of fire damage on it. Also, your targets will light on fire. All right, they're gonna be lit on fire with every hit. So to translate all that, as a bonus action, you can activate the sword. The sword now does an additional 3d6 fire damage on hit. And applies, and on every hit,
applies the condition you're fucking burning.
It applies the condition you're on fucking fire. It applies a D4 of burning per hit. And how you're gonna roll that is after you hit them, count up how many times you hit, roll that many D4s, add them all up, and then that's how much burning is applied to the target.
Ooh. Okay. Is just kind of swing it around and like test out the twisting.
Also, you can cast Burning Hands at will.
Ooh, oh, that's cute.
Love that.
All right. You're good. Who else needs an upgrade?
Me. Give me about a moment. I am gonna hand over. I'm gonna pull out my the lance. I'm gonna pull out the sword. I'm gonna pull out the shield. I think I'm pretty good on these. These feel pretty all right.
Yeah, that's a legendary dragon's
Yeah, no,
blade
there's
right
not
there.
a whole lot of improvement.
Yeah.
No. The gun, though, just kind of slides that forward. I know a lot of it, that I power it is from spear. What can you do?
What gun is this? Is this a?
I believe it's a semi-auto.
Okay. So it's got a base multiplier.
Yeah, because I don't think it was the full automatic. I don't think.
You see him take it, and instantly, once again, white. It becomes glowing white hot with the intensity of the flames.
Right.
Starts spinning it around on his finger. I think I know what I can do. I think I can do something for you.
All right.
Just give me a minute, all right? Just give me like a quick little minute.
Sure.
And he closes the furnace. He sits there and he flits about it.
I hope he turns the music back on because that was kind of cool.
Yeah,
Don't worry, the
amazing.
music will come back on. That's my making.
Oh, okay, cool.
Right now I'm-
Yeah.
Actually, while I'm here, musicians, little fire dudes, once again, just play the thinking music. This tune begins to play.
This music somehow haunts my dreams. I don't know why.
It's a universal
It feels
tune.
like, right, it feels like we've had a lot of fun to it, but it also feels like there's some deep trauma associated with it, and I can't really pinpoint. I can't put my finger on it.
That is so specific.
Mm-hmm.
Is there anything you don't associate with deep trauma?
Apple pie.
Noted.
Please don't make me associate apple pie with deep trauma. I don't know what the intention there was.
I wasn't planning on it.
Okay, cool. No, I
All
just
right.
want to look. I never know with you.
Hush! Music! The music begins to play once more.
Welding goggles on.
His hands, this time, instead of lasering and etching, he takes the gun and swiftly, he just sort of rips it apart and disassembles it entirely, suspending each individual part with the heat of the flames.
Oh, that's so dope.
He then takes some of the parts, looking at the bullets, and he takes the bullets and quickly he burns them and melts them into a gigantic bullet, melting the metal and shaping it to his will.
Just like Mario Kart.
Just like Mario Kart.
He gets you a bigger magazine to fit the gigantic bullets in there, and he shoves it back in, and he places it. And then with a quick swift and a whirl, all of the metal molts into liquid, and then begins twisting and turning and reassembling into a solid piece. Your gun is then reattached, and he applies all sorts of gadgets and gizmos and all sorts of stuff on it. Little wires and twistings. Grabs the handle, pulls it down. All right, music done. Okay, we're good. All right, so this he opens the hatch and like shoves it out. This is a heavy ordnance launcher. It's basically the same as your old one, except instead of applying to a single target, it hits in a spherical area. The radius of that area being 15 feet. So you can just bam, bam, and everything in those 15 feet is gonna get it.
Holy shit, you want to run that by me one more time so I can write it down and remember?
All right, so it's the same as your old gun in firing capacity and in terms of its overall damage output, but it now...
Right.
Now you can flip a switch and make it apply area damage instead of single target. The area damage is all fire damage. But it affects in an area of 15
Right.
feet around it. And everyone in there gets applied with the damage. The saving throw DC is determined by your spell save DC.
Gotcha.
right.
Alrighty. Fuck yeah, that's dope.
There you are, upgrades.
Thank you.
Yeah, no problem. Right. You are dismissed.
What is your name, by the way? You know, Casimir is your cousin. Okay, all right, yeah.
My name? You can call me Angie.
Yeah.
NG?
Angie.
NG.
Yeah, that's
Last
what
name Nia?
Right.
Well, Argus called me the engine of this place, and I said that's a really long ass name. Give me a shorter one. So he said the N, and he called me Angie. So
Nice.
Yeah, this is my
Right.
place.
Okay. All right. Well, NG, thank you very much for your time.
All right.
Okay,
bye.
cool.
Yeah, Ace started walking away the first time we were
Wait.
dismissed.
You hear that as the hatch closes, you hear this music playing. Just headbanging the whole time.
Right.
And you just
The Blood
quiet.
Bandits?
I like the vibe that they've got going on in there.
Yeah, no,
It's
it's
a good
great.
vibe.
I need to figure out how to do that.
So the Blood Bandits.
The sort of exploding diagram reformed.
Rave?
No, when he was making
Yeah.
adding it to the list.
Mhm.
And we head off to the Blood Bandits.
I am sorry if I'm. Yeah, I'm sorry if I'm laggy. My computer is just like, hey, don't want to work right now.
That is very fair. It is okay. Heading on over to back at the camp. Viari, what are you doing right now? It's about like the end of the day.
I have sent a bunch of a simulacrum up to the Pantheon to grab a bunch of books, and I've got them I've got a little office tent set up that has like a bunch of workbenches with these books spread open, and I've basically gathered a bunch of information on all the different monsters that we've ever encountered that Al will let me have information on, all the different creatures, because Gary, I'm gonna say Gary's with me. Gary, I've dragged Gary in. Because the thing is, Gary, if we could figure out a way to increase the Banshee's spells like DC or whatever, then we could just be dropping enemies to 0 hit points, like at an instant. Consistently.
You want to get the Banshee, and you want to increase its ability to.
Well, I've got access to True Polymorph. I can use like an army of True Polymorph simulacrums to, I don't know, we can change our fight strategy, you know? But like, a 13 DC isn't going to work. It's too low for the things that we're working against. But something like this, or Beholders. You remember that time that we fought against, there was like 3 of them in the castle. The one... Yeah, I'm now remembering what happened in the rest of the one with the chickens. But anyway,
there's always chickens with you, but yes.
It's like a fun little bit that we do.
Sure.
Anyway, you remember that time. So my thought is, you know how they had like the entire area locked down, anti-magic or whatever? If we can do that, have like a beholder army on our side to anti-magic places that we don't want to have magic, and then go in and clean up. Because technically smites don't count as magic, so Godfrey's damage won't be nerfed. I mean, he won't be able to do his booming blade, but like, we can start shutting down enemy forces. So much easier.
That is an option. What if they dispel them?
They won't have magic to dispel them because they'll be under an anti-magic field.
I hear... Didn't you tell me that they had anti-magic bombs? Are we sure that those are magical in origin and not technological?
You might be right.
It's not a bad plan. I think it's good to make up a grunt forces of a bunch of monsters, but I do think we need to be careful when it comes to relying on them. If they do have anti-magic bombs, they could do serious damage if we rely on this.
Yeah. I don't know what to make of the anti-magic bomb situation. I need to figure out what the weapons they have. Which ministry do you think they'll have it in? So we've got space, we've got... Oh, it'll be like the reconstructor equivalent. Not the reconstructors. Manufacturing. It's probably them, right?
Weapons, yes.
Who do we send in there?
3 kids of no real repute, but they were part of it.
Well, have we heard back from them?
Well, 1 kid got sent back. He was spotted, but he escaped with the simulacrums. 2 got inside. We have not heard word from them since getting inside. And the fact that we haven't heard from them is probably good. If we have heard from them, it would most likely mean that they got caught. Scrap is still in the Ministry of Space. Probably will be until at least tomorrow.
Okay.
And we got 2 others in the Ministry of Finance.
Okay, cool. Well, I'm sure it'll be fine. Well, we need information on what kinds of weapons they are developing and are going to have at their disposal, because frankly, ever since finding out that the reconstructors of all people have access to embargo bullets, I'm a little concerned.
That is concerning. We should probably...
That's one of Alistair's 10th level spells. How did they even figure out that it existed?
Maybe he told them?
Did you, Al?
Did I do what?
Tell the you know the question.
Oh, I'm trying to pretend more.
Sorry, thank you.
Well, I think you should ask Argus to be specific, but there was a time when, frankly... Argus, if I'm to be correct, he's erased his name from the Pantheon, from the book itself, the Divine Contract. We don't know why. This is something you can do, and from what I can tell, it seems to be a completely legal process. But I don't know what to make of it and why. But it is possible that he did this upon learning a secret of mine.
Huh.
And if he knew, I wouldn't be surprised if a stray bullet or 2 got in the hands of the manufacturers and they've begun making stuff of their own.
Which one's Argus again, sorry?
Argus is a reconstructor.
Right.
Big
the
Robo
one
Daddy.
who's made of the
Metal
robot. Yes. Yeah.
Gundam Dad.
Gundam Dad.
Should probably figure
Gary, you feel like a field trip?
I thought I was just making the curriculum. I'm not even supposed to be here.
I mean, you don't have to come.
Why don't you just polymorph one of your simulacrums into me if that's really of your concern?
That's weird.
This whole thing is weird.
You're the one who wanted the deal.
Doesn't change that it's weird. Just do it. Do whatever you think is right. I'm staying here.
Exactly what you're expecting.
I'm staying here.
You come to me of all people, and then you want him up and you try to slip in a dip. You weren't even gonna let me You know what? I'm going to bring up a little issue here because you weren't even going to let me know that you were slipping this deal in. You were just going to rope me into your plan without letting me know. And if I didn't notice that in the contract, which you know full well that I don't read my contracts, if I hadn't noticed that in the contract, I would have just signed up a warlock without having any idea. You know what? You literally gave me electron consent like 3 days ago.
And you saw it, and I pointed it out to you.
You didn't point it out to me. I had to hand it over to Charlie. Charlie found it.
Yeah, well, Charlie found it, and there you go. It's the same difference.
Oh, yeah, okay. So when you slip stuff in. Anyway, not the point. You're the one who wanted to be my warlock. So if I ask you to come do stuff every now and again, is it that weird?
Fine, I'll come.
I give you the option to get out of this. No! You stay here now because you obviously don't want to come.
Oh my god, I'll stay then. All this just to give what
But it would be so good if you could come.
Yari, I'm gonna give you a little lesson on being a god. Make up your damn mind!
Well, I want you to come, but if you don't want
Then
to
I'm
come,
coming,
then
I'm coming!
you don't
Shut
have
the
to
fuck-
come.
I'm
No, you
leaving!
don't have to come if
He
you don't want to
slams
come.
down his pencil and he leaves the room. Pack your shit, we're going!
Thanks. Love you.
You don't have to be so hard on the boy.
Boy, he's older than me. Can we just for a moment remember the fact that he has been older than me my entire life? That he was the one who I got tutoring from. He's like 10 years older than me. Well,
Wait,
he
has he
was,
been older
except
than
for
you
the fact that he's been
entire
alive.
life?
Yes, but except that he is now hundreds of years older than me because I was bumped out of existence for so long.
Doesn't change his perspective, I guess, though. I'm giving you a win. I'm giving you a win here. Viari, saying you're more mature than Gary.
I'm sorry. I'm sorry. I'm sorry.
Do you want
I'm
me to say
frustrated.
child? Do you want me to call you a child?
No.
Okay.
I'm sorry. I'm
the-
sorry.
take
I'm
the
just
win.
frustrated at him. He's an
Okay,
asshole.
Okay. Then he is
I'm
an
sorry.
asshole. We know this though. It's Gary. He's always been a dick. He's always been uptight.
I know.
If he was
Thank
any
you.
taller, he'd fit a larger pole up there.
Thanks for the tip, Alistair. I don't, just while he's going to get ready, I've been working on these contracts for like weeks now. And I'm not making any progress.
Weeks in human time or in god time?
Whatever time I'm experiencing.
Human time. Remember, you're a god. You can take your time. It's better to get it right than to get it wrong and to fuck up. Be patient.
I have
Sign
like
them
an
up.
army of...
You signed them up 2 weeks ago.
No, not those contracts.
Oh,
The-
you mean that one?
The ones you asked me to lie on.
Oh. I didn't expect you to make any progress this quickly. You're right on schedule as far as I'm concerned.
I haven't done anything.
Okay, have you tried?
Yes?
Congratulations.
Been trying to like pull out like a pile of contracts.
Congratulations.
There are like
Viari.
5 billion of these.
You never went to formal education, but I can tell you this. In most schools, if you spend 3 months on a project and you have nothing to show for it, you make some bullshit presentation about how you've been working hard, all the failings, all the things you've tried, and then you call it a day.
That's true for most
Ooh.
jobs too.
Oh,
Yeah.
fuck, actually, yeah. Goddamn. Look, hey.
Viari, you're doing fine. You need to stop judging yourself based on purely merits of success or failure. Have you tried?
Yes, I've been trying to
Okay.
fix these stupid...
Okay, then that's it. You're done. You did it. You tried your best. Keep going.
No,
Keep trying.
I think we need another plan.
I don't...
I'm gonna keep working on this, but I think...
Viari, at some point, you need to stop worrying about the things that you can't do and start trying harder and harder until you succeed. You want another plan because you're scared you'll fail. Is that true? You want to plan because you're scared that this isn't going to work? Look at Gary. He's got the worst plan I've seen in years, and he strives with the confidence that he's never deserved.
Damn.
What is his plan anyway?
Frankly, I cannot tell you. Because frankly, I'm still uncovering it. Once I figure it
How
out.
do you not know?
Well, he's doing it very quietly.
I'm sorry, but are you telling me that Gary has managed to do this so subtly that even you don't know?
Well, I know now. And frankly, we caught it quite early, but I was not aware when he was planning it. But, Viari, we're not talking about you right now. You need to stop worrying
We
about...
don't need to talk about it.
Yes. Oh my goodness, Viari. Let me be a father that you never had for once. Everyone accuses me of being a bad father, so now I'm trying to be better about it. You need to stop thinking you're going to fail. Stop planning assuming you're going to fail. Sometimes, do things with confidence. You're skilled, you're trained, you can do this. Be careful rolling your eyes that much, they might unscrew.
You got the stuff. You got
Shut
the
up.
power.
Anyway.
Also, can you stop asking other people what I think of, well, what kind of dad you are?
I didn't
I'm
ask.
sick of everyone else being the ones to give you your value judgments.
Well, I didn't really ask. They told me very loudly.
Let me guess. They've also got some children that they've taken under their wing that are doing
Don't worry. I
so
never miss the
swimmingly.
irony. But I'll hear them out. And I can't help but see that there are some failings I have done. So do things with a little more confidence. You've earned it.
Okay. Well, I'm working on these contracts and lying on them or whatever, and just keep working.
You'll make a breakthrough. Don't worry.
How would you do it?
I wouldn't know how either.
And yet Beatrice seemed to figure it out.
Yeah, because she's Beatrice and she's conniving and probably a little bit of a scamp.
Don't use that word for her.
I just figured you've been saying it so much. It arrived in my lexicon. I used it in a meeting the other day, and I think Luck nearly laughed her ass off.
Oh, that's so great. I love that.
Amazing.
I do have to go,
Is
though.
Yeah.
Just,
Is Gary ready?
I think he's standing, waiting for you to come out.
Okay. Thanks, Al.
No problem. Back with A's and Feta. You two begin making your way in your mechs and your car, respectively, towards the Blood Bandits. Along the way, could you guys quickly make some survival checks for me?
Oh, yeah.
Okay.
Love to roll a die. Lesbian die. I choose you. Lesbians have let me down yet again.
Hey.
11.
Damn.
Survival?
Yeah, survival.
21.
All right. As you guys are making your way through these bushes and these forests, you guys are in cars. So this is more for your ability to traverse the terrain.
Cars and Gundam.
In Cars and Gundam. George, thank you for the $10. You guys begin making. Everyone gets a spell slot. I don't know if you guys had spent any yet.
Don't think we have. No.
As you guys are
Just
traversing, though, you see in the distance a little bit, I'd say about 500 or so meters ahead of you, there are vehicles. They don't look to be of Reconstructor make. They are trying. It looks like they're moving slowly, trying to keep a low profile.
Do they look like musicians or?
Do they look suspiciously
And-
governmental?
Make
Like
Yeah.
they're all beige and boring?
They are a little far away,
Gray.
so make investigation or perception checks.
I'll go investigation.
I guess I'll do perception.
Fucking let's go. That is gonna be a 28.
That's just gonna be a regular 20.
28.
Zoom in with like the the Gundam camera.
Enhance. You both managed to
Enhance.
see.
I'm just looking with my regular elven eyes.
Ace, what do you elven eyes see?
You both managed to spot they are of government make.
I don't know. What do we do? Do we engage? Do we try to have some fun? Experiment with our new toys? Or do we attempt to keep the peace for now?
I was thinking we tail them.
Oh, see where they're going. Try and...
Yeah, killing them doesn't really get us information.
Right. Although capturing might. They seem like the type to have cyanide capsules, though. If they're captured, they just kind of like bite down on their false tooth and...
Yeah, I think we call that Plan B.
Right. The cyanide capsules or capturing them? Because I don't know about you, but I don't think cyanide capsules are going to do anything to us, considering, you know, the godhood.
Yeah,
You're talking
think-
about the capturing. Yeah, no, that's what I thought.
yeah.
Yep.
Mm-hmm.
All right,
Okay,
you guys,
tail them
you
in.
guys are gonna try and tail these people.
Yeah.
Are you tailing?
Do I have cloaking technology?
Let me just figure out what you guys are trying to do exactly in this tailing. Are you guys trying to follow them, or are you guys maybe trying to get close enough to hear a conversation? What exactly is this tail going to follow?
I was just thinking just following them.
Okay.
Yeah.
In that case, please roll stealth checks, each of you.
Oh, BKB. Use the... Okay, not terrible, not great. 18.
4.
Oh,
18, 4.
Is it because I'm on a dragon?
did you
So.
get a fucking roadhog muffler to that car? What
Wait,
is
no,
that
Ace was on a
sound?
dragon. Ace was on a dragon. I thought you were on a car.
That's true.
My apologies. All the same, that's not gonna pass for a stealth check.
No,
Yeah.
not.
As you guys are like, yeah, let's
Okay,
follow
now
them.
we can move to Plan B.
You flap you flap the wings, and the ground around you is not used to that wind pressure, and you kick up a bunch of dust, and actually knock over a tree.
You think they noticed that?
I think anyone would.
The
This
government
is not a tree in a forest falls, and if no one's around to hear it, there are several people here, and there's not a forest.
you see the cars in front of you just kind of do like the classic 3-point turn, and you hear them put on sirens, and like straight like wee woo.
Oh, they're fucking cops.
Oh, somebody play DMX right now.
They begin making their way towards you. How do you guys approach? They do not. It's worth mentioning. They do not seem. They are coming to you guys to investigate and probably apprehend you in some capacity, but it doesn't look like they're trying to fight you guys yet.
Say we let them come here, see what they say.
Just casually, like, robot just kind of put one hand on one hip and the other hand just very casually down by the side, and over the speakers I am going to start blasting "Fuck the police."
I'm gonna get off the dragon and start walking out with my giant ass sword just sort of trailing on the ground behind me as I carry it.
Excuse me, both of you, do you mind stepping out off of your avian creature and your mechanical automaton? We would like to quickly talk to you, and we're currently in the middle of investigation.
Yeah,
In
I
all
do so.
in all technicality, this isn't an automaton. It's more of a robotic suit that's used to enhance human abilities, and sure, I'll come talk to you, I guess.
These government workers come out of their vehicle. As the vehicle gets closer, you start noticing some things about it. First of all, it is capable of combat, and it's mounted on top of it is a massive gun. This looks like the type of thing that is used to fight other mechs. As it approaches, it's two vehicles, one more of like a van with the big gun on top of it, and then a smaller, more lightweight runner type vehicle. One officer steps out in government attire, very boring, plain beige-ish clothes, not military, it's worth noting. Not the defense force that Viari had described to you guys that are actually in the manufacturer's districts. They go. As this guy steps out, he goes. Looking at the two of you. He's gonna quickly make an Arcana check himself, just to see if he can deduce.
Sure.
How in over his head is he? I
was just gonna very loudly say over to A's, I don't know, this kind of feels like profiling.
He quickly is like, you watch his demeanor change as he looks at A's, sees the flaming sword that is clearly incredibly powerful, looks to Fada, oh.
Hi, Brooke. Oh no.
Okay, we're just gonna go to the Oh boy, 1 second, everybody.
Oh no, they got her!
Why is this not showing? Oops. Is Brooke back yet? Nope.
Nope.
I'm trying to get to the temporary screen. And it just ain't working. Okay, we're just gonna delete this.
We're having so many technical difficulties.
Yeah.
Yep, that's the one. Technical difficulties.
Oh, Brooke's
Thank you,
back.
T-Bone.
Hello, Brooke.
Sorry. I think I lost internet or something. I don't know.
Wacky tobacco.
In the meantime,
As you are all aware, my internet is currently 2 tin cans and a piece of string, so...
Hopefully we can get that piece of string upgraded to like a...
At least dial up.
Yeah, at least a little...
AOL Online 1998.
Yeah.
Thank you, T-Bone. The guy looks at you two of you and goes,
As he's looking, I'm walking toward him still, just slowly.
You're not... I think
we're not
clearly,
So I'm standing right in front of him, looking down because I'm so fucking tall.
He is sweating. Like, he wasn't sweating when he exited. He now has full stains, pits to fucking pants, on his beige suit.
Yeah, no, go on. Say what you were going to say. Do it out loud. Full chest.
Persuasion check. With advantage from intimidation because A's is fucking tall and is also wielding big fucking sword.
Persuasion is gonna be 32, sorry. Just kind of sitting in the rope.
He looks at you two, noticing that while you guys are like standoffish, you're not necessarily he's not picking up anything explicitly hostile to his life. Goes to show, and he goes, we're actually looking for an individual. I don't know if this means anything, but he looks back to his other officers and they kind of give him like the nod. We heard word of a skeleton wandering this area.
A skeleton.
Like
skeleton,
up and walking around.
What?
Not the weirdest thing.
Why do you need a skeleton?
The skeleton is a great risk to our national security.
how?
Well, for
How-
one, necromancy has been a forbidden magic for quite some time.
Right.
Additionally, he looks back to his other workers again. We have reason to believe that they are of a Host lineage.
Mm-hmm. Host. That name sounds so familiar. What does...
Well, it should. It's the previous ruler's name.
Right.
Right. Are you're sure you're not combining like Hagen with DOS?
We are
Right.
very sure.
Okay. All right.
So you think that the previous ruler has been brought back to life to...
Seek some sort of vengeance or whatnot?
He's stumbling over his words so much. It's make insight checks to get more information, but I'm going to tell you guys both that you both catch this as suspicious. There's clearly more happening here, and he approached the exact wrong people. He couldn't have found worse people to find.
It's fine. 13.
Yeah, not much better. 11.
You deduce that this guy is definitely just so in over his head. He doesn't. He's sweating his ass off. He's terrified. He realizes he's like, wait, I pulled over a dragon. Like.
Yeah, that was on you. You saw the dragon.
Yeah, he's. But you note that, for one, the name Host has been used. There's no reason to believe that they know anything about Godfried or his lineage.
Right.
So something is striking you as suspicious about this person asking these questions in the first place. You don't know why. You can't really figure out where or what's happening, but you do know that there is some sort of suspicion happening here.
I mean, you go first.
I'm going to put my hand on his shoulder. You seem perhaps a bit in over your head.
Yeah, you could say that.
Yeah.
Just looks at the tiny cars from the robot.
Who authorized this?
It was an order from up high. The head of the... Well, the king authorized it to the ministries that we should immediately begin patrolling and looking for the skeleton of a Host.
And they didn't...
They, we are... The king is a very suspicious sort.
Yeah, I mean, if he's a guy that thinks a single skeleton is going to be posing a major risk to his national security,
Well,
I would imagine that national security isn't exactly the tightest outfit in the world, if you catch my meaning.
Well, it's just that, this war's been happening for so long.
Sure.
It's been doing so fine and doing well recently.
Sure.
He looks to A's. A's, could you give me a persuasion check for a probing glance? Or if you want to say something.
Persuasion is 18. Yeah, I'm just going to do the classic face that Ace gives people of just like, it's okay. Like, you'll be okay. Just keep talking.
The king's a little shaken. He got a prophecy a couple of years ago from some witch lady type. I don't really know where she is now. Didn't really interact.
Do you recall anything about this witch?
I don't know. You'd have to ask the king himself. This is just kind of what rumors get around, in the barracks and whatnot. But apparently this witch told him.
It's okay.
The only man who can defeat you is one who bears the name Host.
Right.
Mm-hmm.
There was a bit of a few years ago, a bunch of people with the name Host all of a sudden got, removed,
Removed is certainly a nice way to put it. I imagine that it wasn't quite as nice as you're describing.
Do you think anyone has ever, tattooed the Host on their arm and then tried to kill the king?
Right.
mean, maybe. I don't know. But the previous king's name was Hast. And the current king did kill the previous king in combat, as is his right, if he issues a challenge and does it the proper way. So,
I mean, do you mind if I have a word with my compatriot here for a moment? We might be willing to assist you in this little problem that you're having.
yeah, sure.
Right.
Completely forgetting that he's the one who arrested you guys.
Yeah. Yeah, Ace gives a big smile and like sort of pats him on the arm and heads back toward Fada.
You sit back there and give us a moment.
You see that you as you guys look over, you see that the this little crew begins arguing with them, what's going on? He's like, it's a fucking dragon, a reconstructor, and Mark 1 mech. Do you want to fight that shit? I certainly don't. I want to live.
Ace waves. Maybe they start like if they like glance over.
Like tentative, like.
So, I have an idea. What if we were to seek an audience with this king? This seems like it might be some sort of governmental kind of deal. I don't know if the monarchy is tied to the government at all, but...
Oh, it is. They got the orders from the monarchy.
Right, okay, so that's...
Yeah.
What if we were to suggest to these fine folk that if we sought an audience with their king, we might be able to take care of their little problem? You know, it'd be like, oh, we're mighty warriors. Maybe we could help you take care of this strange skeleton man. And then maybe we get, like, in on the inside, you know?
Yeah. No, I was a big fan.
Yeah.
Yeah, so we're not going to kill these guys.
No, I wasn't thinking so. They seems like they were going to be more pissing their pants before they'd even fight back.
Yeah, it'd be sad.
That kind of feels, it would just kind of feel sad. Like, it wouldn't feel good.
Yeah.
Like kicking puppies, you know?
Yeah.
All right.
Huh.
Sound good? Yeah?
I think it sounds good.
All right. Oh, boys!
They do the jump turn. The lead officer brushes his pants and makes steps forward. Yes?
So, you've convinced us.
What?
We'd
Quite
like an
thoroughly,
audience with your king.
You'd like an audience?
Mm-hmm.
Perhaps to take care of this little skeletal problem that you might be having. We're actually pretty well versed in dealing with that kind of folk. We have a long history.
I never heard of you.
Oh, we're not from around here.
Just like, yeah, I guess.
Looks back at the dragon and looks back at him like, are you fucking stupid?
I don't know if I can get you an audience with the king, but I'm just not at that rank.
Oh, I wouldn't expect you to.
No.
Could I speak to your manager?
I'll get him on the line.
Yeah. Thank you.
Jeffrey? What? Sand and stone, please. Say it's for the Ministry of say it's for the Ministry of Space. Yeah. Here's a. Here you go.
Is this like a once a day thing or a walkie-talkie?
I'm gonna need that back. This is a government issue, but you can talk to them. It's like back and forth communication.
Right.
Hello?
Hello.
I've been told you have a problem with the skeleton.
Who is this?
This is your solution.
Persuasion check.
Whoo!
Ace with the
Give advantage! Give advantage! That was smooth!
The fact that it was
wow.
smooth is why she's getting it all.
Oh, I'm bothered after that. Oh, man.
22!
God damn. Oh, I need a cigarette. Somebody fucking... God.
You hear him clasp over it like, no, actually, who am I talking to? Random adventure. I'm sorry. You want to solve what? The skeleton issue?
Yes. And then, or we'd like to speak with the king, speak with whoever's in charge of you. Just work our way up the ladder if necessary.
No, that shouldn't be necessary. We can authorize you to help take care of the skeleton problem, give you some resources. What exactly would you require?
Well, we'd need a little bit more of a briefing of the history of the situation. Some standard resources to sweep. Sort of an outside freelancer, so I'm not exactly sure how things work operationally, but whatever you would want to keep things above board and documented. We could have a lunch meeting if you'd like.
No, I don't think that'll be necessary. Turn to the captain, please.
I do.
You watch as the captain's eyes go blank white.
Right.
All right, I can speak to you through this one right now. Come with me.
Oh, that's fun. Fun, funky, fresh. We don't hate that at all, actually. That's not creepy.
Everybody,
Definitely not.
lunch meeting. The rest of the officers hurriedly take out these tables that are in the vehicles, place them, set up a little meeting place. So, let me brief you on the situation. Nice to see you all. I see you are well equipped. What are your affiliations currently with the bandit factions located here in the south?
I'm aware of them.
Tumultuous at best.
Looks at the giant robot. I see.
Just gonna give him like full tooth smile.
Not to assume you stole that from Argus yourself?
More of a gift.
Tumultuous relationships don't usually give gifts.
Well, gifts aren't usually taken, are they?
So you did steal it.
Shrugs.
Deception check, please.
Fuck, where's Viari when I need her?
Why are you lying?
Hey, okay.
Oh shit, I have good deception. I should lie more. Fuck.
Viari's just the best at it. Doing math in my head. Offbeat, what's 16 plus 8?
24.
That one. That's the one.
You see him look. You get away with it. It's suspicious, but you get away with it. Well, as long as you aren't buddy-buddy, it should be fine. Let me give you a briefing. I'm currently the Ministry of Space. I can offer you this, and I can tell you the following. We are currently relegating any skeleton bearing the last name Host as a arch-enemy of the kingdom and an arch-enemy of the government.
What's the history there? Because these guys mentioned that the previous ruler's last name was Host, but it seems like there's a lot more going on. I don't know where you're from.
To get for this, because this gets weird. I need you to be very, very careful with who you tell this information to.
Sure, I'm gonna look to A's, look down at myself, look back at the dragon and the robot, and just kind of raise my eyebrow at him.
Workers.
Pretty weird.
You see the rest of the officers just like stand at attention. Please go amuse yourselves 100 feet away from me. You're not allowed to hear this information. And if any of you try to trace me, you're dead. So, they quickly run away. Alright. The Host lineage, from what we can tell, is a lineage of interdimensional kings and rulers. We've been doing a lot of research into this, but as far as we can tell, every single plane, planet, situation in the entire world, if there are people, a Host governs it. Or at least has been involved in its history. Whenever a Host is around, the kingdom is supposedly brought to a time of unparalleled power, success, and hope. The previous ruler did just that. However,
Don't want that.
well, the thing is, our current ruler rightfully challenged Host into armed combat, single duel. You are allowed this as per your right. If you rise up through the governmental ranks, if you rise up through the kingship, the royalty, you are allowed to choose a new king by duel. And after being voted in as a potential dueling candidate, he did so. And he brought the Host to his knees. And by knees, I mean he killed them, then and there.
We assumed, yeah.
Yes.
Yeah, no, we got that.
At this point, our new ruler stepped into power. And we have not heard from the Host since. We've kept things mostly the same. The bandits have been an issue, but everything else in the kingdom has been safe. Now, we hear word. The thing is with the Hosts, we don't know how it happens. We're still looking into it, but they are more or less effectively immortal. All of them.
Oh, shit.
There's been legends of rulers living so long their skin falls off.
Interesting. And that's what you think this skeleton is. It's not actually... So would it be considered necromancy if
No,
he
it
just
would
didn't
not.
die? Then all right.
The necromancy is a cover.
Sure.
Right. Just
The
as a
citizens need to know
fail-safe.
that the citizens need to assume that there is some sort of magical thing that brought their king back to life, and there's a vengeful boogeyman who's going to sneak under their beds and kill them at night.
Right, of course. You want to ascribe some sort of malicious force to this previous ruler who might be coming back to take over. Right. No, that's understandable. Hey, propaganda. It works.
We had a witch come in and ask the current ruler when his reign would end. The witch, in no other words, said the following: "A man of Host lineage will strike you down where you stand."
Any idea what this witch looked like? Could it be associated with the Hosts or this
We killed
skeleton
her.
that you've... And yet, again, if they were associated with the Hosts, immortality, that whole thing. I
She
mean,
was
one
not a
ruler came back
Host.
to life.
She's dead.
Mhm.
That's all that
Okay.
matters.
And this new king,
Mhm.
what's his name?
You can call him Tiber Rex.
How long has he been ruling?
2,000 years.
Tiber Rex. Gotcha. So it's been quite a while since the insurrection, as
Yes.
it were.
And things have been fine up until these bandits showed up.
How long ago did the bandits show up? If he's been ruling for 2,000 years.
About 500 years ago.
Okay, so relatively recent history.
Well, we assume that they were always here, but they started causing problems 500 years ago.
Right.
Anything else notable happen?
Any sort of catalyst for the bandits?
The Blood Bandits have always been the zealous sort. After all, they have a proven immortality themselves.
Right.
There was a time when they started running around claiming they were all of the Host lineage. And recently, we captured one.
Any truth found to that? Or does that seem to just be wild claims based on whatever they're able to do?
Well, we captured one recently. Threw himself in a
Right.
mech. Deaths among the Blood Bandits are never reported, considering that they die so frequently. But that makes them very easy to capture, as you can simply send them giblets home instead.
Hmm.
We captured him. And we discovered that he said something about gods coming down from the sky. god of blood and bones. Called himself Gottfried Horst.
Gotcha.
He said that he will lead them as their leader, saying something about "I am the Jesus" to them.
Ace doesn't laugh. This is my thinking classic Gottfried.
That's okay. About when was this? How long ago?
Must have been like 3 weeks ago. Very recent.
Okay.
We captured them about 2 weeks ago. We captured this bastard about a week or two ago. So it must have been around
Right.
then. All the same, it has made the king nervous, so we are looking for him. And if the claims are true that this is an interdimensional lineage of rulers who are immortal, then it's not entirely impossible.
A lot of moving parts here.
Yeah, as far as magic skeletons are concerned, this is certainly unique.
Would have preferred it with the necromancers. Easier to solve.
Mm.
And also prove. We're looking for a boogeyman.
Well, all boogeymen have some truth to them.
Let's just hope it's more bandit nonsense and hopefully not true. If it is true, we're gonna be in for one hell of a fight. I'm sure you wish to take on this challenge.
I mean, might as well, right? If we're going to be sticking around here, I mean, I'm sure we're going to have dealings with him at some point.
He's like looks distracted for a sec. Yes, yeah, for sure.
Excellent.
Could I get your name, or wait? Will I need to contact you in the future?
If you wish to contact me, well, send
Any
him away.
information
He gets
we
up
might
from the
come
desk.
across.
He gets up from the chair that was makeshift, goes into the van, pulls. You hear
And not the
some-
guy that you're inhabiting. We mean like the you
I
that.
got you.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Pulls out. This is the backup sending stones. Simply call it in, say who you are, announce it, and my secretaries will patch you in directly to me.
Alrighty.
All right.
And consider us your mercenaries, I suppose.
If you manage
There's
to
a
capture-
bounty on his head, by the way.
Oh, of course. There's a bounty of about 20 million platinum. King's orders. Spent about a quarter of the military budget on it.
And if we apprehend this Gottfried Horst, assuming he's walking around, could we negotiate that bounty for a meeting with the king?
You suggesting instead of the bounty, you just want to meet the king?
Well, I'd
Sometime-
like some of the bounty, because that is a
Right,
lot
yeah.
of money.
It's
but-
quite a bit. But you know, sometimes who you know is far more worthy than what you have.
Perhaps.
Friends in high places, as it were.
We don't have to negotiate now, but I'm just putting it on the table.
Mm.
Walking away with 20 million platinum. It's not a bad
Not a
deal.
bad deal.
I'll bring it forward with the king. See what they say.
All right.
If,
Worst comes to worst, 20 million platinum.
if there are any other questions, if you can ask them now, or I will probably leave this poor sod's body.
We've got your number.
All right. Take care. You
You too.
watch as this guy's eyes, and he
Sort of
falls.
catch him. I catch him as he falls over.
Hey, champ, how you feeling? Took a bit of a nap there, didn't you?
Uh-huh.
No,
What
go back
happened?
to sleep. Go
What-
back to
Yeah,
sleep.
you're good.
You're
You're
fine.
good. It's just bad dream.
He falls asleep.
It's
Oh, okay. So,
I drop the sending stone into. I assume there's.
Yeah,
I just
yeah.
casually have a little lead line thing just to keep things from being
Just
scried on.
toss it like here, into the bag of holding. 2 points. That was a lot. How do we want to approach that?
And while the players sit with this knowledge, we're gonna go to break. See you all in 15 minutes at 10, and we'll be back to continue what the hell's going on with this fucking game. So thanks for watching. Be back in 15. Pantheon. Hello, everybody. Welcome back to Paperwork Pantheon. Woo! We did it!
Woo.
Yeah!
What
So-
did we do?
And we couldn't have done it without each and every one of you.
Yeah.
Also
We
coming back to
probably
the
could've.
stream.
Okay.
Yeah.
Nope, every single one of them. If even one of them who is here right now wasn't here, it would explode. Everything.
Yep.
Actually, it would implode.
That's true.
And then explode, cascading.
But
both
especially
ways.
Trip and Earl Grey Skeleton.
Mhm.
Yes.
This is a
I
call
don't know if
out.
Earl Grey Skeleton is here.
And
Okay,
T-Bone.
watch
Earl
watches
Grey
the-
Can't
Skeleton
forget
probably
T-Bone.
isn't here, but that's
Earl Grey
because
watches
we...
the VODs, so
Yeah.
Yeah,
In the
we're at a
future.
time zone that is very inconvenient for Earl Grey, I think.
Mhm. Trip watches the live. Earl Grey
Yeah.
watches the VODs. These and
Yeah.
Can you imagine if Earl Grey also watched the live?
Oh
that
my
would be,
What
god.
an
that'd be-
experience that would be.
That'd be a jazzy.
It would
And
it
T-
would be the
and
Oh,
T-
great, when you watch
TGS
this back.
chat.
We also cannot
I'd be
forget
hyped for
T-Bone,
that.
the god of paying my bank account.
This
Yep.
is true.
God of protection
This
canonically
is very
in our
true.
game.
There are other people too who I notice
Yeah.
like crop up a fair bit. These are
Johnny
just the
Bay
most
Trip.
active people in chat, I think.
Mhm. There's all.
Yeah, and someone named Alexandria is here a lot.
Yeah. What the hell is that?
Hmm. I know.
I love you, baby. We will be moving forward. So when we left off, prior to the break, Feda and Aze had spoken with the government head of the Ministry of Space, who had possessed the body of one of the local cops, I guess you could call them, to give them a meeting and an update on what exactly they were doing here and who they were looking for. Turns out they are looking for a skeleton who's going by the name Host, because the king has a name, was given a prophecy by a witch that said his reign will end when a man of Host lineage strikes him down. And we've also learned that the Hosts are interdimensional rulers.
Mhm.
Yeah.
we
Who
learned
are
this.
immortal.
And immortal.
I think as we're walking back, you like Feda over the intercom just goes,
Hey, Ace.
Hmm?
I got 10 million of that 20 million platinum on the on the witch being Z's in disguise.
I don't think the witch is Z's.
are you sure about that?
Yes.
Okay. Fine. Well, you didn't say I accept, so the deal's off.
Oh, no. Well, I'll accept it if you want.
No, too late. You
Okay.
already said which wasn't Z's, so you're good.
You guys
You believe me
continue.
that easily?
No, I'm just really bad at gambling, man. It's like
Okay, well, you have to just not fold immediately when you're called on it. That's kind
Right,
of the main
I-
rule.
I understand, but like if there's no money on the line, look, it's a wonder how I wound up in Lux Domain. It truly is. It is a fucking miracle,
Yeah, it's called luck.
I guess.
You
That was it. That's all I wanted to do with the bit.
you two continue your trek towards
Hi,
the
Jester.
Blood Bandits. With
You got it
Viari-
right!
Is that Jester?
Yeah, this one's just
Goddamn right. I get it right every
Jeez.
time.
wanting a lot of attention right now, so I'm giving
Damn.
her cuddles.
That's valid.
The only person who doesn't is offbeat. Literally everyone else has it down. It's just offbeat.
Got it
Look,
down.
the cats elude me as to what their identities are. Okay, you've told me like this one's fluffier, and I'm like, you can't say a word that is like a comparative descriptor when I don't have both of them in front of me. If you showed me both of them at the same time, I would get it. But
I
if
don't know,
it's
man.
one at a
Everyone else
time-
managed. Sounds like a skill issue.
It is. It's a genuine skill issue.
Okay, well, that one's
heck?
Ori.
Oh, there's a
She
cat
is sleeping.
there. I'm not gonna
Yes.
lie, your camera was very low res right now, so I see that's a cat now.
Oh, I see.
All the same, you and Gary begin making your way. You guys were headed to go speak with Argus, correct?
Yes.
You do not have a vehicle. Actually, you could take Godfrey's car. Godfrey is still digging tunnels.
This is true.
Dig a tunnel, dig a tunnel,
Okay,
quick before
alright.
the hyena.
Godfrey, I'm just borrowing your car.
What?
Thank you.
You're committing Grand Theft Auto?
Oh, yeah, I already did it.
Okay.
I've got the keys. Thank you.
Make a performance check, please.
I'm proud of you.
Performance check.
You gotta see how good you are at playing
Single
the
roll
guitar.
all day. Now you're making me get my dice out. Okay.
You gotta see if you're good at driving the car. And by
I
driving the
know.
car, I mean playing a sick drum solo.
Yeah.
Can I get assistance from the hurdy-gurdy? Not that I need it because I just rolled an 18 and now I just get to add my modifiers. But
The
No,
hurdy-gurdy,
the
whose
hurdy-gurdy-
name I did forget, is T-Bone. We canonically named the hurdy-gurdy T-Bone.
it's a 24.
You get out the drumsticks, they ethereally appear in your hands, and you begin playing just a really solid, simple but with tasteful fills. As you make your way fast and speedy in this car, you drive towards the reconstruction.
What instrument does Gary play?
Gary is in the
triangle?
passenger seat and is not playing with you.
Would
I
he not
abandoned
play
him
the
a tri-
hurdy-gurdy?
I hand him a
He has
triangle.
a hurdy-gurdy, like,
He
so
does.
conveniently.
He's,
I know. I hand him a triangle.
he throws the triangle out the car.
Can it be magic and just come back?
It does, yes.
Amazing. Gary, I need you to just every now, like on the
I have a
inappropriate
hurdy-gurdy.
side. Just well, you're not playing the hurdy-gurdy, and also I don't think you can play the hurdy-gurdy very well.
He takes the hurdy-gurdy and he begins playing it.
When did you learn this skill?
I've been alive for nearly 500 plus years. That is a 31 on the hurdy-gurdy. Man's goated with the sauce. And he
Goated with the gurdy.
absolutely crushes it.
And you were mad about the whole hurdy-gurdy thing.
I love the hurdy-gurdy.
We give you an extra nice one as a present, and all of a sudden it's, oh, Viari, why would you guys create a new god of protection that follows me around?
See,
Oh,
that's the part
Viari!
that I object
What-
to. I was actually very liking the hurdy-gurdy, and then you made it the god of protection.
Okay, but that was an accident.
If you kill a baby by accident, the mother will still be sad you killed the baby.
Except that we didn't kill a baby, instead we protected a baby. A crybaby. Who is supposed to be nearly 500 years old.
Yari, you do realize that not everyone on the planet has to like you at every given moment, at every given time, for every single action that you do.
Where is this coming from, and what the fuck?
You call me a crybaby? I'm not allowed to snap back? Well, color me surprised.
You say stuff to me all the time, and then
Eyes on the road.
I could say the same thing to you.
Okay.
Not the eyes on the road.
Eyes on the road.
I am actually just 23 years old. You would you get that there's an age difference, right?
And yet I'm the
That,
only one
like-
who I'm the only one who treats
God,
you
don't.
like an actual other person.
The others do.
Well, maybe your friends do, but the rest of the Pantheon does not. They also treat you like you're their little sister. I treat you as an equal, and therefore I insult you as an equal. Now you can either accept this or shut the fuck up.
You think we're equals?
Unfortunately, yes.
Gary, that might be the nicest thing you've ever said to me.
That is not true.
Alright, you might be right about that one. Do you know the way? Because I didn't grab a map.
Aren't they just in the south? Oh no.
Hope so.
He quickly casts scrying.
He doesn't
and
wanna- he doesn't wanna
successfully
cast
finds
Find
the
the Path?
doorman of the reconstructors. Okay, just keep driving. It's gonna make a survival
keep
check.
Driving, just keep driving. Just keep driving, driving, driving. What do we do?
Uh,
We drive, drive,
With a
drive.
22 on his survival check, he manages to direct you more or less to the location. When you guys arrive, you're like a couple like 500-ish feet all like in the wrong like you could emerge from the forest and then you look to your right and there was a road and you're like, oh, but you managed to arrive after like half a day.
Honestly, this is bullshit that you've got 500 years on me. I'm sick of you being better at stuff than me all of a sudden. This is,
Didn't we just
I can
have a
play the
conversation
hurdy-gurdy.
when Didn't we just have a conversation that I viewed you as an equal?
Yeah, I know, but the hurdy-gurdy thing, I'm jealous.
You're jealous that I can play the hurdy-gurdy.
Yeah, a lot.
You are jealous that I can play the hurdy-gurdy.
Yes.
And you wonder why I call you a nerd.
I never denied it. At least I didn't used to collect action figures of Fader.
You deny everything that I call you, and shut up.
That got really weird after you met him, right?
I threw them all out. You guys keep driving
I
towards
know.
the
Alex found them. We kept them. She has them locked away in storage.
Honestly, she should have sold those.
Some of them were still in the box.
Godly eBay has to be a thing, and I'm sure.
You begin making your ways towards the reconstructors. They haven't expressly met you, but they see a vehicle of their make approaching. Some cars drive out to meet you. Do you let them approach? Do you try to give them a slip? What do you do?
I'm
You
gonna
try
let
to
them
stop them?
approach and like, do we know of how to like signal that we're friendly?
You don't know how to do that, but you do, like, you can probably mention who you work with, who you know and stuff, and see where you go from there.
Okay, yeah. I'm just gonna be like, hey! We're friends of Faders and Godfrey's and A's!
The car stops and goes, Fada, like that. Yeah, like that kind of mystical fellow who's.
Yeah.
I know him.
Yeah,
He's just here
We're
recently.
with
He's
those
just
guys.
here like earlier today, like about a couple hours ago.
Oh.
Okay.
Is he still, has he left?
Oh yeah, we sent him off to the blood bandits. But yeah, come on in. We'll just drop you off. You can go on up. Who's the stick up your ass?
This here is my favorite warlock.
Hello, my name is Gary.
You introduce yourself as Gary now? You always yell at me for calling you Gary.
I yell at you for calling me Gary in front of truth. Anyway.
Ooh, Gareth.
Either way, hello, this one's Warlock. I'm with the Pantheon of Order. No, I do not work for the government. I just look this way.
He really doesn't. It's very unfortunate. We've been working on it. I think a couple of piercings, some tattoos, Gary, some eye makeup.
I'm not getting a tattoo.
You know, Alex actually told me that you went through a bit of a phase while I was bamfed out last time.
What does she mean by that? What does she mean?
The all like loose go with the flow, free flow, like that kind of.
I was prescribed a meditation retreat, and I tried to apply those thoughts to my practices, and it didn't work. I was still stressed.
I'm just saying the tattoos might be cool.
Whatever. The guy looks noticeably just like, you two done? Anyway, yeah, I'll escort you in now. Yeah? We good? Yeah, cool.
Yep.
Alright. He pulls his car around, drives you guys up, and you manage to, and you're brought in, you park your vehicle. Well, what can I help you guys with? You just here for a visit, look at the place?
Yeah, we wanted to see Argus. Is he free?
Big man. Send someone up and see. Might take a few minutes.
Please.
He goes off. A couple of minutes later, he arrives and goes, yeah, you can come on up. He's, says he was expecting yous.
What does that mean?
Probably means he saw us arriving.
Oh, God. Okay, well.
We were very loud.
Yeah, but he seems sus. Isn't he one of the ones that killed gods or something?
Yes, he was.
Do you know anything about that?
No, I have absolutely no clue.
Huh, okay, well.
Well, anyway. You guys keep walking. You keep on. You make your way up the long spiral staircase, and you get to the door, which opens automatically as you approach. There is Argus, innards splayed out and infested with mechanical parts and wires and tubing. Hello, come on in.
Hi. My name's Viari. This is my warlock Gary, and I am the god of lies. You've met my friends.
Yes. Met the skeleton and Fada and Ace. And
Yeah.
versions of you.
Oh,
The
yes,
real
my simulacrums. I'm the real me this time. Promise.
I can
Pinky
tell.
swear. Right. On that note, actually, I have a few queries, questions, quandaries to be solved. If you wouldn't mind, can anyone else hear us in here right now?
Just me. What exactly
Do I
are you
believe him?
planning on asking?
Right. Well, here's the thing. I have heard that via completely legal processes, don't worry, I'm not here because anyone's mad or anything, but you have erased your name from the divine contract.
I have.
Right. And I was just a little curious about perhaps why?
Now, I don't want us to come off as rude. But it is no one's business other than mine own.
Okay, look, that's fair. Maybe I can rephrase this in another way that might, like, I guess, get this conversation moving in a more productive manner. So I know that the reconstructors have the ability to make embargo bullets, and I know that the government has the ability to make anti-magic bombs. And I'm sure that there are all kinds of other weapons that are currently on this plane of existence and in this world that are equally as terrifying and concerning, and that I should probably want to know about if we're going to engage the government in any kind of warfare and, you know, defend ourselves and that sort of thing. But I was wondering a little bit. Listen, some people think that maybe the reason why you deleted yourself from the divine contract was because you've got some information, and I just would like to know the kinds of information the kinds of weapons we might be going up against. Mostly
Which people are thinking this? It's certainly
Gods.
not Alistair.
What?
It's certainly not Alistair.
Hold on, wasn't it Alistair that said this to me?
Well, he said, well, you mentioned the weapons. The way you phrased that made it suggest that the reason why he's hiding things is to make the weapons themselves.
Oh, no, I don't mean that you were hiding it to make the weapons. I mean that Alistair thinks that that's how you got the information, that's why you deleted yourself from the divine contract. And then the weapons is kind of a secondary thing. I just want some information on that so that we know that we are going up against it. And what you just seem like someone who would probably have a lot of information on this kind of stuff.
You ask a lot of questions with great rapidity. Make a persuasion check.
Okay. This die was hard to read. I was trying to figure out if that was a 6 or an 8. Plus. That is 22.
I will tell you some of the information that I have. You've asked a lot of me, and a lot of information that I cannot afford to give out, and I will defend with my life to keep a secret. However, I will tell you some things. 1. I removed my name from the divine contract on my life, not to keep any of my actions hidden.
What do you
From
mean
the
by
god
that?
Pantheon. I'm saying.
Oh,
just
you mean you're
that-
swearing that it wasn't to keep your actions hidden. Sorry, I just
Yes.
misunderstood.
However, I do have knowledge of certain abilities of Alistair's. This is from a time that is long gone. I'm sure you are familiar with a time when Alistair maybe was more active in his affairs with mortals.
I've heard about it, but I don't know Alistair super well. You know, like, he's my boss, but...
Did you know that there was a time when he sided with one people in a war?
That
Long, long ago.
doesn't
Alistair.
sound right, but I believe you. It just sounds...
Well, this was a long time ago. Very long ago. Since then, people were very divided. Factions were split up. Groups were made, split apart. And eventually becoming the place you know today. The bandits separated. The government on one side, the bandits on the other, infighting and all.
Do you
Alistair-
mean to say that this place was once entirely united and...
Well, there was a disagreement. However, exact reasons are long lost, but it was enough that Beatrice and Alistair were each on one side of the war. And they fought.
How long ago was this?
So long ago that the records had to be dug up underneath nearly kilometers and kilometers of sand. Temples, machines.
I didn't
Weapons.
think that the remains of anything like that would still be around. Just... It always sounded like it was, you know, longer than human history kind of situation.
Things get buried. The dirt preserves if it's deep enough. And I discovered some old texts recounting the battles that were fought. Thus, I uncovered an ability, something called embargo.
Could I see these texts?
Make a persuasion check at disadvantage.
Okay.
I'm fucking fascinated right now.
That is an 18.
I'm hesitant to give them. What exactly would you like to see that I have not told you already?
I don't really know, to be honest. It's not like I'm looking for something specific. I just wonder if I would notice something valuable in it.
What is of value is featured an individual casting a great spell with the title Embargo written in a script I cannot read, or at least could not for a while. The details of it were written down, and I copied it, made it into my embargo bullets.
And this is how you've killed gods before.
One of the ways. Some gods
How many
are
of you-
fragile enough that with a big enough gun, they simply shatter.
How many have you killed?
Another persuasion check, please.
Is this one just a straight roll?
Just straight roll.
Okay, that's 21.
21. I've killed 5. 1 order,
What was it?
3 chaos, 1 neutral.
Do you know their domains?
No. scrounge them for parts, and eventually use them to build this city.
Hot.
My suit.
Mm-hmm.
Godfrey mentioned that you're not the biggest fan of us.
I'm hesitant.
Are you planning on killing us after we take out the government's
If you
God?
abide by your promise, and once you complete your mission, you leave, I see no reason to kill you. But if you make your stay longer than is welcome, I will do what I must to defend this planet from outside forces.
Sounds fair.
And I want
Do
to
you
make
have-
it very clear as well. I am hesitant to accept the help from gods. I know the rules. When gods help, things get difficult, and your actions have more meaning than mine. So frankly, it scares me. But I will accept your help, all the same.
I appreciate that. I know I'm the god of lies and all, but if I could just be honest for a sec. Look, we don't really want to mess up your thing or anything like that. We fully appreciate that. Like, we were mortal once too. Gods can be really fucky.
I'm aware.
And you know, like, us, obviously us being here is gonna make things worse before it gets better, but also it will get better, and better that than it getting worse and just continuing to get worse. And also, I think I don't, this is really more Aza's area of expertise. The whole talking to government officials and stuff thing, honestly, normally I'm lying to people when I'm talking to them. It's very different when I'm trying to be honest and earnest and that sort of thing. All that to say, I don't suppose you have any information on the equipment and government military operations and weaponry?
You want information on the government's military? For that, I
Yeah.
can only tell you what I have seen and what they have stolen. They have embargo weaponry.
Mm-hmm.
They have-
Can I like deception check on this being the only thing that is stolen to see if he's lying?
He
about-
he can only tell you, because he stated, I can only tell you what I've seen and what they've stolen. Yes, you can make a deception check if you want to.
Okay. This is sort of also going off of like what he was saying earlier as well. I just didn't say it at the time.
What do you mean by saying
that-
earlier then as well?
Like, well, because he said that he only got like deciphered the embargo thing out of those books and like his story and that sort of thing. Like, is there dishonesty in what he's telling me he has?
Okay.
Kind of thing. That is going to be a 36.
He has been 100% honest. He's going to be 100% honest with the weapons. As for the details of the bullets and what he said prior to that, he was honest, but but there is information that is missing. He's not given all of the information. Not maybe out of malicious intent, but maybe out of didn't necessarily just come up, but it's probably important, you know?
Yeah.
As for the weapons, I can tell you this. They have anti-magic bombs. They won't have many, but they will have some. These bombs will work somewhat similar to embargo, but they'll be targeting everything that's sourced as spell slots. If any ability or thing that you are capable of, it uses spell slots, they will not work after being hit with the anti-magic bomb.
Oh, I hate that.
They have standard issue weapons, bullets, guns, rocket launchers, metal bullets, and things to fling at you that will eviscerate you. They also have a sort of monopoly on a form of weapon, which is casting spells into stones and using those stones as ammunition. They'll fire them at you, rapidly applying effects and spells in an area. Their effect will be short-lived, but it will still probably be enough to take you out. These are usually only equipped to the highest standard issue officers. And, of course, they have their mechs. Their mechs are large, hard to damage, and dangerous in general. Usually come equipped with about 3 to 5 men in each. They have spellcasters, wizards, the whole lot. They have a research facility. They've got alchemists, artificers. This is a very capable lot.
Those documents that you found, did they detail any of Beatrice's abilities?
No, I only found Alistair's.
Do I believe?
Yes, you do. I'll say that your kind of flat deception check is enough to know that the tablet he found did not have Beatrice's abilities. From what I could decipher, it was a tablet that was merely a recounting of the great victory.
No other important information?
Not from what I could tell. It was only a fragment. We looked for the rest of it. But it's archaeology.
And you sure I can't see it? I just feel like I might be able to... Is there some way I could, like, gain your trust, do you a favor?
I'll say this much. Thinking trust can be bought makes me suspicious of you.
Well, okay. Sorry, I'm used to dealing with government officials. It's normally a lot easier.
I get it.
I'm telling you the truth, which I realize that you wouldn't really make any difference to you, but like, this is a big thing for me. I'm working on it. I'm sorry. This is way easier when I just lie to people.
Are you the type who tries so hard?
Yeah.
It pains you when you don't succeed or don't get what you want because you tried your hardest?
Why does everyone keep...
You try your best, but you don't succeed. And you get what you want, but not what you need.
Lights will guide you
Listen.
home.
I am still figuring things out. I think that sometimes people forget that they're a lot older than me.
I'm not saying this as a
Drastically.
judgment. I'm saying this as a noticing of things. I understand. But I think what you need to do in this situation is take what you've been given, accept it gratefully, and wait.
Thanks, Argus.
Of course.
You know, good job with killing those guards. I know it's not easy when you're only mortal. I used to be a warlock before all of this.
Thanks, I guess.
Really hope you don't find a reason to kill us.
I hope so too.
Also, thanks for seeing me, I guess. Okay, Gary, do we want to go? That this feels like
I don't
I'm
know,
no
it's
longer
kinda fun
doing
watching
very
you
good.
sweat in this situation.
Fuck off, Gary!
No, let's stay with the man who's making you piss yourself. This is hilarious.
He's really cool. Okay.
Yari
I'm
thinks
trying
you're
to
really
be honest.
cool.
I'm trying. Don't sell him! What the fuck, Gary?
You wanted me here. You know what
Oh,
I'm
I'm
like.
sorry, man.
I
been this
thought
way.
that you would pick up on stuff that maybe we could ask questions about. I didn't.
Would you like me to ask questions? I can.
Sure, if you'd like.
Do you want me to? You're my. I thought I'm supposed to follow and do what you said. You're my patron or something.
Oh, just be a person. Just do your thing. I'm not Truth.
What I
God
wanted
damn it, Gary, just be a person.
What I wanted to do was stay home and work on the curriculum. You guilt tripped me here.
I didn't. No, you're not getting this one over on me right now. No. You decided to come, and I told you that you didn't have to come. So therefore, and this is all telepathic, this part. So therefore, if you want to ask him questions, if you think of questions, you can ask him questions.
Okay. Hello, Argus. My name is Gary. I'm here to ask some questions. I work with the Truth Commission for the Pantheon of Order. My job is basically counter to what the Ari's job usually is, which is making my life difficult. So my job here is to merely figure out the truth of situations. There's some information that I think might be more interesting and pertinent to the situation. You say that Alistair fought in the war himself. Alistair has not been known to fight for several 100 million years. Was this fight stripped from the books, or was Alistair or is this just merely one of the many that Alistair fought during this period? I guess it was just one of the many. I'm unaware. Excellent. Gary writes down in a piece of paper. Follow-up questions regarding this war. How did you heard about this purely from the tablets, or have other sources told you about it? I heard about it mostly from the tablets. I have then looked into it further and found records and wars, rumors, stories that I've pieced together. Excellent. Have you ever met
Good at this.
I'm going to kill you. Argus, one more question. Well, maybe a few more, depending on what was said. You say that these were stories that were told about Alistair himself. The bedside stories, tall tales, myths, or whatever. Is it perhaps that is there a chance that some of these stories were false or falsified in any way? There is a chance, of course, as with time comes exaggeration.
I'm like reading his notes over his shoulder.
Did you fight in the war yourself? No. Did one of your lineage fight in the war themselves? Yes. Were you told about the dig site by this ancestor? Yes. Considering your ancestor told you about the dig site and where to go looking for this information, what occupation did this ancestor have? They were a warlock. And to which was their patron? Alistair. Was one of the gods that you killed once upon a time Alistair? I didn't kill that one. Did you come close? It was a mutual stalemate. That's where I first used embargo. When did Alistair approach this place last? 50,000 years ago. To what purpose did Alistair come here? On the same mission you're on now. Why did you stop him? Stubbornness and hatred. Did Alistair come alone? He had himself in a warlock. Okay.
Who was the warlock?
Viari, I'm handling this interrogation right now.
Oh. Ask him who the warlock was. Telepathically. Ask him who the warlock was.
Viari, what do you think I'm going to ask him about the weather? Who was this warlock? If I'm being honest, I do not exactly remember. He sits for a long moment and thinks. Now that I'm thinking about it, I actually can't remember at all.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, shit.
Interesting. Is this a case of your memory has been wiped, you simply forgot? I believe my memory has been interfered with. Do you think Alistair did this? Not sure. This is not his MO. When Alistair came here, what did he say? Well, he said he's come here to help make amends. Help everyone get along once more. I said if you're the one who fucked it up in the first place, you can exit. To which I shot him with the embargo bullets. He cast one last spell, and then couldn't cast again for a little bit. He hit me with embargo himself. We talked. He begged and pleaded with me to release the bullets. He said there was a grave danger here. I did not listen. The warlock tried their best, but did not succeed in convincing me either. Until I sent them off. Told them that they can come back when the danger is more present. Telling him that it was his interference in the first place that made the world I now live in. He looked sad as he left. Said he wanted to use the warlock, but wanted to apologize himself. Supplant them here and help. I still disagreed. It's my ancestor who told me about the bullets. Who told me about embargo. They fought in the war after all.
Who was the...
This ancestor, are they alive now? Yes. been reincarnated. They are an elder for the Blood Bandits. Talk to Emily. Well, that's it. Thank you for being truthful. Well, that's all I got.
Quick clarifying question.
Yes.
Was he trying to imply that the Warlock of Alistair's was his ancestor, or was that just like muddy ground? The one that got left behind.
There were two separate warlocks. One was
Okay.
Yeah.
So there was a Warlock of Alistair's, and then there was the Warlock of Alistair's that was his ancestor. But these were two separate people.
Yes.
Right.
Ow.
Yeah.
Don't pretend like you weren't listening this time, please.
Oh yeah, no.
Yeah. Cool.
Ask your questions.
You... There aren't a lot of warlocks who you would trust with something like that, right?
Yep.
There have been 3, including me, that are like me. This one of them?
Yeah.
The first one?
The one before you.
The one before me?
Yeah.
Oh, I'm not gonna lie to you, I really thought that one was Z's.
It was.
Anyway.
Did you walk him back through them back through time?
Yes.
And let me guess, they just made things more complicated. Wait, hold on. Ow.
They weren't dropped off here. We were declined as soon as we arrived.
Okay. Could you, So Z's used to be on your side then?
Briefly.
When they were how old?
3. I called in a favor when they were a little older. Saved their life once, said that if they could save my ass once more. They agreed. I briefly tried to take them here to help. Briefly.
Why, Z's? Why?
Because you weren't here yet.
But...
I knew Argus would not accept a god to help fix the problem that I caused. I was hoping a mortal, capable one would be able to help.
Oh, I figured that part out, but this is kind of confirmation of something that I was wondering. You were just like so defensive of them for so long, and I realized that this is really off topic and maybe a little impertinent and all of that. But I'm going to be stuck on this one for a hot sec, so if you wouldn't mind.
I'll answer all your questions. As truthfully as I'm allowed.
Can you just tell me everything you're allowed to tell me? Story-wise, how this came about, why you haven't mentioned that it was these.
A long time ago, I'd been having trouble getting to a certain plane of existence, the Feywild. A chaotic plane of mostly neutral ilk. Every time I'd arrive there, it'd be gone, or it'd be different, or it'd be in the wrong place, and it would frankly result in failure every time. Until one day, some important individuals had a child. Son of Gottfried Host, and a Fey woman had a child. They were immediately attacked. Attacked by the Fey, by humanity, on both sides. They begged for anyone who would listen, anyone who could save their boy. I agreed, on the terms that they helped me understand the Feywild. I raised him as best I could. I'd raised others before him, obviously, and they turned out much as I expected.
Others plural or just one other?
Just the one as close as A's, but I used to be much more interactive in the worlds of mortals. I tried my best with A's, but he was naturally inclined to being
Wait, with Z's?
Z's, right, Z's.
I was like,
Wait.
Sorry, is this more lore or was that a slip of you?
I tried my best.
this is news to me.
Tried to get him to be good. And he's good. He's just, well, frankly, irritating. As soon as he could start talking back, he disagreed, but it was too late. I'd given him the power that he needed, and he went along the path that he did. I'd keep in touch, tried to guide him on a path. He would never listen. Soon he found A's, though, in time. I mean, after all, they were born at the same times, roughly. They were the only people who could navigate the Feywild safely together. I had a duty to protect Z's, but A's didn't care. He just wanted to be with A's. And A's is frankly a logical sort, so I decided that my means of care would be letting him do that. Go with A's. And A's did a great job. As great as you can do with someone like Z's.
This is why you were always defending him.
Well, I was defending him because, frankly, you were worrying about something that I didn't think was part of the job. That's why I defended
And
him.
also,
If you want... Do you want me to be truthful, or do you want me to lie to you so you can get your pet theory done? I'm telling the truth.
wow, okay.
I'm going to be short with you in this time because I told you I was telling the truth.
I'm
Then don't
yeah,
insinuate
but this is
anymore.
the first time. You didn't
The
mention
first
this
time?
sooner. No, like
Because I wasn't
about
allowed
this.
to.
Why weren't you allowed to?
NDAs, Viari.
So why are you allowed to now?
Because you know. You knew about
We've
the
been-
child. You knew about the child's existence. You knew about their link to me. The parameters were met. Now I can tell you. Huzzah.
I'm sorry that I don't understand all of your rules and regulations about not telling pertinent information or cogent information when it's helpful or whatever.
Just assume that when you asked me to be truthful, I'm in general truthful. I do not lie to you, Viari.
I know.
Okay, then start believing that.
I do.
I defended Z's at that time because I personally felt like it was not necessary. That's all. Disagree with me if you want. I've had bad judgments in the past. But that is all.
Am I not allowed to have an emotional reaction here? Because you're kind of getting mad about.
You're allowed to, but don't accuse me in the process. Be upset as me as you want, but don't accuse me of things that didn't happen.
I just want to know. I just want to know.
All right.
I'm just gonna go
You know
figure
you
this out
can't
with
go.
Gary or
I'm
whatever.
still gonna be here.
You can just pretend you're not listening now if you'd like.
Sorry, Viari.
Don't be. It wasn't relevant to the job.
Do you have other
I've got to
questions?
let Fader know that his favorite demigod was on plane anyway, so I'm just... Maybe I'll go catch up with the others and then we can debrief on this and then go figure out this thing with Emily or something.
I can.
Thanks,
tell you
Alistair.
more now.
You can?
I can. I got upset
Do
because
you-
you implied that I was protecting him in your mission. That is all, and I'm sorry. I shouldn't have lashed out.
It's okay. And I'm sorry. I just... If he was your kid too, it just feels kind of... I don't know. I was never allowed to know about the other two.
And now you are now allowed to know about one. I'm sorry.
You really know how to pick them.
That I do.
What else can you tell me?
Well, I can tell you for one thing that don't think I don't know about your little pet plan to trying to get him removed from godhood.
Okay. I was keeping that a secret.
Mm-hmm.
How did you... How?
When we dream, sometimes you get information from me, and I get information from you. Sometimes.
I didn't know it went the other way.
And I wanted,
Why didn't you tell me that?
I wanted to respect your privacy. I realized that this was an issue. I'm sorry.
I was keeping it a secret. So, wait, hold on. Does this mean that you might, in my dreams, find out how I managed to think without you hearing it, and then you can write it into the contract, and then I won't have that anymore?
If it's in a dream, there's plausible deniability, and I can simply say it was the fantasy.
Do you have a theory?
What I'm going to say is that if you go with this path, Z's probably won't be as upset as you might want him to be. He might respect you. Well, he'd probably actually really like you if you did that. If you got removed from godhood, he'd think it was some grand ruse and spin it to be some sort of, oh, you thought of me type thing.
No. Because what Z's wants more than anything else is to play his little games with A's. And the second that they're not on the same level, part of the fun of that is that they're on the same level, that they both get to be gods, and this is a new playing field. No. If he loses that,
If he loses A's, you do know that that would put you number 1 on his I'm going to kill you list, right?
he's not going to lose A's.
You just said you want
I'm just going to interrupt the fun of their game for a little bit.
And when you've had that for as long as he has, be careful. I won't be able to save you from this fight. This is the one person that I'm not allowed to interrupt. He's got the protection clause that I have for you. If he's no longer a god, that is. If he's a chaos god, I'm allowed to intervene, as he is no longer under my pantheon of restrictions. But as soon as he is mortal once more, I have to protect him. Have to. I never have before, but I have to if the push comes to shove. So if you remove him from that fight and all of a sudden his one thing that's kept him happy his entire life is gone, I won't be able to save you if they decide to kill you. I'm not saying don't do it. I'm just saying tread with caution. You better have a damn good plan. Foolproof. That secures your life. Also, there's a chance A's will be really pissed at you, so I would suggest talking to them as well.
Well,
Because it's not
the
just
only reason I
diseases.
was because I thought that it was going to be a secret from you, but
Keep in mind, you're not just interrupting Z's fun. You're interrupting A's.
just for a little bit. Maybe we can sign him up as a Warlock of You or something. Or A's.
I'm just trying to remind you that there's someone else's feelings other than your own that you should be considering right now. Your friend. Just be careful.
I'll talk to A's.
Thank you.
No. Thank you. And I'm sorry for being grumpy.
It's okay. I was grumpy too. I've tried to learn about being nice to people from Theta. He's a little self-righteous, but I'll give him that. He's a good person.
Oh, don't tell him that. It'll make his head bigger than it is. It barely fits on his neck.
I know.
Looks like he's going to topple over at any given moment.
A very powerful bobblehead.
Yeah. Full of hot air, so he might just float away as well.
And with
Hey,
that,
that'd be a good way to avoid Eleanor.
and with that, thank you all so much for watching this episode of Paperwork Pantheon, episode 32. Woo!
Ah!
That's so many episodes.
I know, it keeps going.
Oh my God.
This was my favorite one. You know how I always have a new favorite? This was my
Yeah,
favorite.
like every single episode we have, you're like, this one was my favorite.
It's so crazy because this one was actually my favorite. This one was the
You're
best
right.
one.
That's
And you were
wacky.
like, oh, I could have sworn that was I totally guessed that was Z's, and Alistair like it was. I was so close to just going
It was the
ballistic.
50,000 years thing that threw me off because I was like, I have felt like it was Z's the entire time. I've been sus that the previous kid was Z's. I don't know who the first kid was.
Well, I mean, we might have just found out that it's Emily. Because
Oh, that was
Argus said that
Emily.
his ancestor was reborn in the Blood Bandits, that we need to go talk to Emily because his ancestor was a warlock of Alistair.
Yeah, but Warlock of Alistair doesn't necessarily mean like the
one
first
of the
kid
three.
that,
Yeah.
one of the 3 kids that was
you.
raised by Alistair. I always knew that there was only 3, and
I
I
have
suspected
a
Z's was the
whole-
last one.
This whole session has just been like one massive who the fuck is Argus and like what the fuck is happening conspiracy board.
Also, the fact that embargo worked on Alistair, because Alistair
Yeah,
can
that's
change his stats and stuff at will.
Yep. Unless he
He
wanted
probably just
to work.
let it work.
Yeah, I
Because
was
he could
just about
also
to say.
legendary resist it.
Unless he wanted to let it work to try and win
But he
Argus
can't spend a
over.
legendary resistance if it's worked.
We need to like close out.
Yeah, we do need to close this out, guys.
Okay,
we can
yeah,
have this
that's true.
discussion.
Wait,
after
hold
the
on.
session.
Quick question before we do.
No,
Can
no,
you spend a
questions
legendary
after session.
resistance?
I wanna
No,
end the stream.
we can still
Shut
have a
the fuck-
conversation, bro.
Brooke,
We don't
you
stop
do know that
existing
when the camera
stream
goes,
ends.
when the stream ends, the cameras don't disappear. I don't disappear to the fucking
We are
internet.
still all
I
here in the
know,
call.
but the
Yeah.
audience
Thank you all so much for
deserves
watching. My name is Not Being
answers to
Outlaw.
the
This has been episode 32 of Pantheon. My name is they pronouns. I've been the dungeon master, Amelia.
Hi, I'm Amelia Som. I'm the god of the passage of time, and I respect the time boundaries of this episode. You can find me most places at Amelia Som or by going to links.ameliasom.com. I'm currently DMing a Savage World campaign for the podcast Guild Fellows, and I'm here. And on Starlight Tales tomorrow afternoon, tomorrow afternoon from these streams.
Slag.
Hello, my name is Brooklyn Tuesday. My pronouns are she, they, and I have been Viari, the god of conspiracy theories, and I have so many questions that I will be asking, but you don't get to know the answers to because apparently we're doing it off stream. You can find me mostly here, to be honest, and also eventually in the system that Offbeat and I are making. What?
Crazy. Wacky
Game
stuff.
design?
Pat.
Hi everybody, I'm Patrick Keefe. You can find me everywhere on the internet at That Grey Gentleman, Grey. You can also, in my link tree, which is currently in the chat right now, find a link to my pirate podcast, which is Writer's Room 7th Sea. We
It's
have
really
just
good.
released the second to final episode of Season 1. Final episode of Season 1 releases on the 23rd. It is going to break all of your hearts. Make sure you catch up. They're only like 45 minutes to an hour long per episode, so that is completely feasible. We're really proud of it. Please go watch it, I beg of you.
It's really good. You should definitely watch it.
Thank you, Brooke.
And so.
I've listened to some of it. It's awesome.
Oh, you did?
I need to know Brooklyn Tuesday Zodiac now. Capricorn. In fact, I have 5 placements in Capricorn. I'm the most Capricorn who ever Capricorned.
Yeah, you are.
I'm a Scorpio for those who care. Good.